When you notice mud on clothes, something just feels off, right? While Yangtze was checking around, a dirty shirt fell down, and he decided to ask Minchan what he did after calling the cops. This shirt doesn't match at all. It's basically a mystery wrapped in a riddle. Yangtze also spotted a pair of muddy shoes on the shoe rack, turning up the suspicion meter, while Minchan was blissfully unaware. He felt torn up inside like a lost child, even googling sentencing for manslaughter, tears streaming down his face, even though he was supposed to be the comforter. Now he's somehow become a killer after some deep thoughts. Minchan decided to spill the beans to the bishop and see what wisdom he could. Before Minchan could even speak, the bishop burst into tears, leaving Minchan confused. Did God spill the tea? Turns out, the bishop's newlywed son was seduced by some woman. What a catch, right? His reputation and future just went down the drain. The bishop had no choice but to ship his son off to be a missionary abroad for a few years. Sounds like a solid. Go be a professor, he said. Minchan couldn't hold back the tears. 4 years wasted in that dark church. As for the church under construction, had seen the plans a world of difference. He wanted to repent, but God was supporting him with actions. Obviously, taking out St. Bear seemed like a righteous thing to God. The incoming head pastor drove back to the church, feeling on top of the world. He hurried along the path, but was stopped by Aang's missing mother. Minchan tried to calm her, but she was prepared for the worst. Minchan kept reassuring Aang's mother, claiming she's definitely still alive and he's praying for her after some intensely thing. Police discovered that the cameras around St. Bear's house had been taken out days ago, making them think this was a well-planned crime. Despite storms, surveillance staff assumed bad weather broke the cameras, planning to fix them later. So absolutely no footage of St. Bear's whereabouts was captured by the surveillance equipment. Just when the cops began to feel that the case was becoming increasingly challenging, they suddenly got a piece of good news. St. Bear's car was found. The cops rushed to inform Aang's mother, and Minchan took her to the crime scene. Many forensic experts were on the hunt, even down the cliff where Minchan disposed of the body. But they found no sign of St. Bear. Aang's parents tried to enter the scene, but were blocked by police. No matter how they asked, they only got vague answers. Instead, it was a question for Minchan that caught the police's attention. Aang's mother fainted, and the officers started to gossip about it. Yesterday's torrential rain left no leads, and Officer Yangtze kept a keen eye on Minchan, but upon overhearing the police's chatter, she relaxed a bit. With his new detective status, Minchan felt safe and began envisioning himself as the head pastor, feeling important. He felt powerful, standing tall, especially after sunken doubts about his wife's faithfulness led him to enlist a private eye. Catching sight of the PI made Minchan uneasy, and after seeing the photos sent by the detective, his suspicions confirmed. Before, he was just a little pastor with no capital or guts to confront his wife. But now, he's ready to take it on. He was geared up to confront this problem head-on, as his wife closely hopped in the car. Do you have anything to say to me? Do you have something to say to me? Time stood still for a moment. After all, she saw her husband as weak. Hearing Minchan become head pastor and know her affair, reality struck her hard. I'm definitely not just messing around with other men, she exclaimed, making her voice even louder. Louder, dear. I'm not kidding around with other men. Make sure the husband gets the message. Let him hear your love confession. Louder, darling. I'm serious with other guys. A sister, everyone's here. Wishing her all the best. May the lost little girl by my side eventually find her path and have continuous good fortune. Blessings to her. May this solve the couple's issues, and Minchan took his wife to the nursing home. His wife came weekly to volunteer, but she noticed staff peeking outside. Turns out, they had rescued a blooded man the night before. The man's situation was shocking, like he trekked miles to get there. After a quick bandage, the staff surprisingly called the hospital. Thinking about how directly across the mountain was Fox Ridge, Minchan felt a bad premonition. Could it be him who's gone through misfortune? I better check it out, he said, but in reality, Minchan quietly snuck into the nursing home. Time represented power for him. He anxiously peeked into rooms until he spotted a pair of blooded feet in one room. He pulled back the curtain, and sure enough, there stood St. Bear. Evidently, he was still muttering to himself. Perhaps Minchan's original intention was merely to caution him to hold his tongue. Seeing the angel and police car, Minchan ultimately took him away. When the police arrived at the nursing home to investigate, they found out the missing man was Saint Bale, but aside from that, they came up empty-handed. The issue was while investigating, Yangtze noticed a group of young ladies, and Saint Bale's body was taken away. They found a pair of Saint Bale's hands, but ultimately found nothing else. Yangtze, while investigating, saw young ladies singing for the elderly, learning they were the pastor's wives. Pastor to pastor, can you get me their church list? Of course. Minchan had already taken Saint Bale to an abandoned palace. Saint Bale couldn't understand why Minchan wouldn't let him off the hook. Minchan, on the other hand, believed it was God's plan. Otherwise, how could they keep running into each other so many times? Saint Bale hit the nail on the head, but Minchan remained unfazed. Isn't it truly shocking? You absolute jerk. Are you such a foolish thing? With no logic left in the argument, Saint Bale could only bargain with him, trading his life for that of the